The first gentle rays of dawn stretch across the African savanna, painting the horizon in a breathtaking tapestry of gold, orange, and pink. The darkness of night, thick and mysterious, slowly ebbs away, unveiling the endless plains in a spectacle of colour and awakening life. For a few precious moments the world is suspended in a hush so profound that even the wind seems to pause. The land holds its breath, savouring the promise of a new day. The air is cool and crisp, tinged with the earthy scent of damp soil and the delicate perfume of wildflowers. A thin mist hovers above the grasses, blurring the line between earth and sky, as if the plains themselves are still dreaming. The golden light spills across the savanna, illuminating the rolling grasslands and casting long, elegant shadows from the iconic acacia trees. Their umbrella-shaped canopies stand silhouetted against the glowing sky, providing shelter for countless creatures. The landscape is transformed into a living canvas, where every blade of grass, every leaf, and every branch is touched by the sun's warmth. The interplay of light and shadow brings the terrain to life, revealing subtle undulations, hidden hollows, and the intricate patterns woven by the wind. In the distance, the silhouettes of giraffes drift between the trees, their long necks reaching for the highest leaves, while the faint rustle of movement hints at the awakening of the plains. The air vibrates with the chorus of birds greeting the dawn. Their songs echo across the open expanse, each call a unique note in the symphony of the savanna. Dewdrops cling to the slender blades of grass, sparkling like 1,000 tiny jewels as the sun's rays catch them. Small insects, awakened by the warmth, begin to stir, their delicate wings glistening with moisture. The scent of the earth rises with the mist, mingling with the sweet aroma of blooming wildflowers and the subtle tang of distant rain. In this moment the savanna feels both ancient and eternally renewed, a place where time seems to pause and the cycles of life are laid bare. Weaver birds dart from stem to stem, gathering fibres for their nests, while a flock of guinea fowl scurries through the undergrowth, their feathers dusted with dew. This is a land of striking contrasts, where life flourishes in a delicate and ever-shifting balance. The harshness of drought is softened by the abundance brought by the rains, and the landscape shifts from parched earth to lush green in a matter of weeks. The savanna is a place of both struggle and plenty, where every creature, from the tiniest ant to the mightiest elephant, must adapt to survive. Each species, no matter how small, plays a vital role in the intricate web of life, contributing to the health and resilience of the ecosystem. In the distance, a lone elephant moves with deliberate grace, its massive form outlined by the rising sun, while a family of warthogs roots through the soil, searching for breakfast. The savanna is a mosaic of habitats, each shaped by the forces of nature and the creatures that inhabit them. Towering termite mounds rise like ancient monuments, their intricate tunnels and chambers providing shelter for a multitude of insects, reptiles, and small mammals. Scattered acacia trees offer shade and refuge from the relentless midday sun, their thorny branches a haven for nesting birds and resting leopards. These features create a patchwork of microhabitats, each supporting a unique community of life and offering vantage points for predators scanning the plains for movement. In the cool shadows beneath the trees, a pair of jackals quietly surveys the land, ears pricked for the faintest sound. As the sun climbs higher, the world stirs with growing urgency. Herds of animals begin to emerge from their nighttime shelters. Antelopes rise from the tall grasses, shaking off the dew. Zebras nuzzle their young, encouraging them to stand. Wildebeest gather in loose groups, their breath visible in the cool morning air. Birds take flight in swirling flocks, their wings catching the light as they search for insects and seeds. The rhythm of life accelerates, each creature driven by the need to find food, water, and safety before the heat of the day sets in. The savanna pulses with energy, a living testament to the resilience and adaptability of its inhabitants. In a shallow pool, A pod of hippos stirs, their eyes and nostrils just breaking the surface as they greet the morning. The grasses, swaying gently in the morning breeze, sustain the great herds that roam these plains. Antelope, wildebeest, and zebra graze side by side, their movements synchronized in a timeless dance of survival. Each mouthful of grass is a vital exchange, fueling the migrations that shape the landscape and supporting the predators that follow in their wake. Calves and foals stay close to their mothers, learning the patterns of movement and the subtle signals that warn of danger. The herds are ever watchful, their ears flicking and eyes scanning for the slightest hint of threat. In the distance, a solitary buffalo stands guard, its massive horns silhouetted against the grass, while a group of impalas leap gracefully through the morning light. Every blade of grass is a crucial link in the food chain, nourishing not only the grazers, but also the insects, birds, and countless other creatures that depend on this ecosystem. Grasshoppers leap from stalk to stalk while beetles burrow beneath the surface, aerating the soil and recycling nutrients. Weaver birds flit among the stems, gathering fibers for their intricate nests. The wind whispers through the tall grasses, carrying with it the stories of survival, cooperation, and interdependence that define life on the savanna. In the undergrowth, a mongoose family scurries in search of breakfast, their sharp eyes alert for danger. The savanna is a dynamic, ever-changing ecosystem shaped by the interplay of fire, grazing, and the shifting seasons. Patches of burnt grass, the remnants of recent fires, stand in stark contrast to the vibrant green of new growth. These fires, sparked by lightning or the intense heat, clear away old vegetation and make way for fresh shoots, attracting herds in search of tender forage. The animals move across the landscape in a constant search for food and water, their migrations ensuring that no single area is overgrazed and that the land remains fertile and productive. In the wake of the fires, flocks of starlings descend to feast on insects exposed by the flames, while new grass shoots push bravely through the blackened earth. The air hums with the ever-present tension between predator and prey. Lions, masters of stealth, move silently through the grass, their tawny coats blending perfectly with the golden landscape. Their eyes are fixed on the herds, muscles coiled in anticipation. Antelope stand alert, their bodies tense, every sense attuned to the slightest movement or sound. The balance of power is delicate, a daily contest of skill, strength, and instinct that shapes the lives of all who dwell here. In the shadows a cheetah crouches low, its gaze locked on a distant gazelle, while a pair of hyenas patrol the fringes, ever watchful for opportunity. This daily drama is the very essence of the savanna, a raw, unfiltered spectacle of nature's power, resilience, and beauty. Life and death are intertwined in a perpetual cycle, and every sunrise brings new challenges and opportunities. As the day begins, the endless plains stand as a testament to the enduring spirit of Africa, where the wild heart of the continent beats strong and free, and every creature, great and small, plays its part in the grand story of survival. The dawn on these endless plains is not just a beginning, but a continuation of a story as old as time, written in the tracks, calls, and silent glances of the animals who call this place home. In the dry savanna, where the sun beats down relentlessly and the horizon shimmers with heat, life is a daily struggle. Here the landscape is defined by extremes, long months of drought followed by brief, life-giving rains. The earth cracks open, thirsting for relief, and every living creature is shaped by the scarcity of water. Survival depends on adaptation, resilience, and a keen awareness of the ever-present dangers that lurk in the grasslands. Each day the savanna's inhabitants awaken to a world where every decision can mean the difference between life and death. The drama begins at dawn as the first rays of sunlight stretch across the plains, stirring the herds and predators alike. The air is thick with anticipation, and every animal knows that the coming hours will test their strength, cunning, and resolve. Water is the most precious currency in this unforgiving world. It is the difference between life and death, the force that drives migrations and shapes destinies. Every drop is fiercely contested, and the search for water defines the rhythm of life for all who call the Savanna home. Herds of wildebeest and zebra travel vast distances, their hooves pounding the dust, following ancient routes etched into memory by generations of survival. The strong push forward, while the weak and the young struggle to keep pace, always vulnerable to the dangers that stalk the rear. Along the way, mothers nudge their calves, urging them onward, while the old and injured fall behind, their fate sealed by the relentless pace of the herd and the ever-watchful eyes of predators. Waterholes become epicenters of activity, drawing animals from miles around. These rare oases are magnets for life, attracting a remarkable diversity of species, herbivores, carnivores, and scavengers alike. The promise of water brings them together, if only for a fleeting moment. The air vibrates with tension as antelope, giraffes, and warthogs converge, each one acutely aware that a single misstep could spell disaster. The waterhole is a place of uneasy alliances, where the thirst for survival outweighs old rivalries, and every animal must weigh the risks of exposure against the desperate need to drink. Elephants, buffalo, and gazelles gather, creating a temporary truce. For a brief time, ancient rivalries are set aside as thirst unites them. The air is thick with tension, but also with the sense of shared purpose. Elephants, with their matriarchs leading the way, use their trunks to test the water, their massive forms shielding the smaller animals from the harshest rays of the sun. Buffalo stand shoulder to shoulder, their horns ready to defend against any threat, while gazelles dart nervously at the periphery, always alert for the slightest sign of danger. The matriarch's low rumble signals safety, and the herd moves as one, but even in this moment of unity, every ear is tuned to the sounds of the grass, every eye scanning for the flicker of a tail or the glint of a predator's eye. The hierarchy is clear. Elephants drink first, their sheer size and strength granting them priority. Only when they are satisfied do the other herbivores, zebras, gazelles, and antelope, dare to approach. Each animal waits its turn, ever watchful, knowing that hesitation can mean missing out on the vital resource. Zebras nudge their foals forward, teaching them the delicate balance between caution and necessity, while antelope form tight clusters, their eyes scanning the grass for any sign of movement. The youngest learn quickly. A moment's distraction can be fatal, and the lessons of survival are written in every cautious step and every nervous glance. Predators like lions and hyenas lurk nearby, waiting for an opportunity. The waterhole is not just a place of sustenance, but also a hunting ground. Every shadow could conceal danger, and every movement is scrutinized by hungry eyes. The tension is palpable, as prey and predator are drawn together by the same need. Lions crouch low in the tall grass, their golden coats blending seamlessly with the sun-bleached stalks. They wait for the perfect moment, targeting the weakest or most distracted animal. Hyenas, ever opportunistic, circle the outskirts, ready to exploit any chaos that erupts. The predator's patience is legendary, sometimes waiting for hours, even days, for the right moment to strike. When the attack comes, it is swift and brutal, a blur of muscle and dust, the outcome determined in seconds. The waterhole is a hub of information, where tracks and scents tell stories. Each footprint pressed into the mud is a message: who has come, who has gone, and who might return. Scent marks left by passing animals communicate territory, status, and even warnings of danger. A lion's paw print sends a ripple of fear through the smaller creatures, while the scent of a dominant male elephant signals his recent presence. The mud becomes a living record, a tapestry of survival etched by hooves, paws, and claws. Even after the animals have moved on, the evidence of their struggles remains, a silent testament to the constant battle for survival. Social bonds are reinforced and news is exchanged. Herds greet each other, mothers nudge their young, and alliances are formed or tested. The waterhole is a place of community, where the drama of daily life unfolds in full view. Young elephants play in the shallows, splashing water over their backs, while older matriarchs keep a watchful eye on the horizon. Buffalo engage in subtle displays of dominance, their interactions shaping the social order of the herd. For some, the waterhole is a place of reunion where long-lost relatives are recognized by scent and sound. For others, it is a battleground where rival males clash in displays of strength, the victor claiming the right to lead or mate. Every visit is a calculated risk, a gamble between thirst and danger. Animals approach with caution, scanning the horizon and sniffing the air. The need for water is urgent, but so is the instinct for survival. One misstep can mean disaster. A single alarm call from a vigilant impala can send the entire gathering into a stampede, hooves thundering as dust rises in a frantic escape. The predators, in turn, must weigh their own risks. An ill-timed charge can leave them exposed and empty-handed. The savannah is a place where fortune favors the alert, and the price of a mistake is often paid in blood. The waterhole is a microcosm of the ecosystem, where survival converges. Here the interconnectedness of life is on full display, predator and prey, strong and weak, all bound together by the need for water. It is a place where the balance of nature is both fragile and profound. The drama is constant, a lioness's failed hunt, a newborn calf's first drink, a herd's desperate dash as a storm approaches. Each moment is shaped by the relentless push and pull of hunger, thirst, and the will to endure. The savannah's story is written in these moments of triumph and tragedy, of sacrifice and survival, of the unbreakable bonds that tie each creature to the land and to each other. It is a place of vulnerability and beauty, a powerful spectacle of life. As the sun sets and the savannah glows with golden light, the waterhole stands as a testament to the resiliences and wonder of the natural world, a stage where every day the drama of life and death is played out in breathtaking detail. In this world there are no guarantees. Only the unending struggle, the fleeting triumphs, and the quiet moments of peace before the next challenge begins. The savannah's heartbeat is steady and strong, echoing through the lives of every creature that calls it home, reminding us that here survival is both an art and a battle, and every day is a story of life and death written beneath the endless African sky. The lion, crowned with its majestic mane, stands as the undisputed monarch of the African savannah. Its presence commands respect, and its golden fur glows beneath the sun, a living emblem of strength and authority. But beneath this regal exterior lies a world of complex social bonds, daily rituals, and intricate cooperation. Lions are the only truly social cats, forming complex groups known as prides. These prides are intricate societies, typically composed of related lionesses, their cubs, and a coalition of dominant males. The pride structure is dynamic, with each member playing a distinct role in the group's survival and success. At the heart of every pride are the lionesses. Sisters, mothers, and daughters, they form lifelong bonds, nurturing and protecting the next generation. Lionesses groom one another, reinforcing social ties and reducing tension within the group. Their cooperation ensures the pride's survival, as they share the responsibilities of raising cubs, defending territory, and hunting for food. Lionesses are masterful hunters, working in perfect harmony. They use stealth, patience, and strategic positioning to stalk herds of antelope, zebra, or wildebeest. Each lioness plays a role. Some drive the prey, while others lie in ambush, ready to strike with explosive speed and power. Hunts are often planned at dusk or dawn, when the pride's golden coats blend seamlessly with the tall grasses, giving them the advantage of surprise. Male lions, meanwhile, are the pride's defenders. They patrol vast territories, marking boundaries with scent and thunderous roars. Fierce battles erupt when rival males challenge for control, as dominance means access to the pride and the chance to sire cubs. These confrontations are brutal, with males risking injury or death to secure their lineage. Sometimes coalitions of males, often brothers, join forces to seize and hold territory. These alliances can rule for years, their reigns marked by both brutal conflict and unwavering loyalty to one another. Within these coalitions, males share the duties of protection and defense, and their cooperation increases their chances of maintaining control over a pride. Lions are vigilant guardians, constantly surveying their domain. Their leadership and unity are vital, guiding the pride through times of abundance and scarcity, and ensuring the safety of every member. Daily life in the pride is a blend of rest and activity. Lions spend up to 20 hours a day sleeping or lounging, conserving energy for the next hunt or territorial patrol. The roar of a lion echoes for miles, a powerful proclamation of territory and strength. It warns rivals, unites pride members, and asserts the lion's dominance over the land. Roaring sessions often occur at dawn and dusk, reinforcing bonds within the pride and sending a clear message to any intruders. As apex predators, lions shape the savanna's delicate balance. Their presence regulates prey populations, influences the movements of other carnivores, and maintains the health of the ecosystem. Every interaction, whether with antelope, buffalo, or even rival predators, demonstrates the lion's vital role in the intricate web of life. From the first light of dawn to the cool shadows of night, the daily rhythms of the pride reveal a world where cooperation, strategy, and social bonds are the keys to survival. Elephants, the largest land animals, are the true architects of the savanna, shaping its very foundation with every step. Their immense size and constant movement transform the landscape, creating pathways and clearings that influence the flow of water and the growth of vegetation. Led by a wise matriarch, elephant families form tight-knit groups, each member playing a vital role in the herd's survival and cohesion. The matriarch's experience guides the herd through challenges, while older siblings help care for calves, teaching them how to forage, navigate, and interact with the world around them. Their remarkable memory guides the herd across vast distances, leading them to hidden water sources during the harshest droughts, ensuring the survival of both young and old. By digging into dry riverbeds, elephants not only quench their own thirst, but also create water access points for other animals, from antelope to birds, who rely on these life-saving wells. By knocking over trees and clearing dense brush, elephants open up the landscape, creating grasslands that support countless other herbivores and foster biodiversity. These clearings allow sunlight to reach the ground, encouraging the growth of grasses and wildflowers, which in turn attract grazers like zebras, wildebeest, and gazelles. Their dung is a powerful agent of renewal, dispersing seeds and nourishing the soil, which helps regenerate plant species and sow the seeds of future forests. Dung beetles, insects, and birds flock to these nutrient-rich deposits, creating a miniature ecosystem that recycles nutrients and supports a web of life. Consuming vast amounts of vegetation and water each day, elephants influence the growth and distribution of plants, shaping the very structure of the savanna ecosystem. By feeding on trees and shrubs, they prevent overgrowth, maintaining the balance between woodland and grassland and ensuring that a variety of habitats remain available for other species. Communication is key to their survival. Elephants use infrasound, low-frequency calls that travel for miles, allowing herds to coordinate movements and warn each other of danger across great distances. These vocalizations, along with tactile signals like trunk touches and ear flapping, strengthen social bonds and help maintain order within the group. Their intelligence and deep social bonds are the heart of their society. Calves are nurtured by the entire herd, learning essential skills and forming lifelong relationships. Social grooming, play, and shared care for the young reinforce trust and cooperation. making the herd a resilient unit in the face of adversity. As gentle giants, elephants carry the memory of the land, guiding their families on ancient migration routes that sustain the balance of the savanna. Elder elephants pass down knowledge of safe paths, waterholes, and seasonal changes, ensuring the herd's survival and the continuity of these vital traditions. Their migrations carve pathways through the wilderness, connecting waterholes and grasslands, and ensuring the survival of countless species that depend on the habitats elephants create. These well-trodden trails become lifelines for other animals, guiding them to resources and safe passage across the plains. Through their actions, elephants shape the land, nurture new life, and maintain the delicate balance of the savanna, leaving a legacy that endures for generations. Their presence is felt in every corner of the ecosystem, from the smallest insect to the tallest tree, making elephants not just inhabitants, but true stewards of the African plains. The zebra's stripes are a marvel of natural engineering, serving as both camouflage and a sophisticated defense mechanism. When zebras cluster together, their stripes merge into a dazzling pattern, making it nearly impossible for predators to single out an individual. This visual confusion is a life-saving tactic, especially against lions and hyenas. These stripes also disrupt the vision of biting insects, reducing the risk of disease and irritation. The unique pattern of each zebra acts like a natural insect repellent, keeping them healthier and more comfortable. Zebras form tight-knit family groups, communicating through subtle body language, vocalizations, and even the position of their ears and tails. This intricate social structure ensures that they can warn each other of impending danger and maintain group cohesion. As pioneer grazers, zebras consume tough grasses, preparing the land for more selective feeders and supporting the balance of the savanna. Their grazing habits help maintain the ecosystem, ensuring that other herbivores have access to the more tender shoots that follow. Their powerful memory and social bonds guide them through epic migrations, navigating vast distances in search of fresh grazing. These migrations are crucial for the renewal of the savanna, as zebras help to disperse seeds and fertilize the soil along their journey. By traveling with other species, zebras enhance the safety and success of the entire migratory community, alerting each other to danger. This interspecies cooperation is a remarkable example of how different animals work together to survive. Every adaptation, from their keen senses to their social intelligence, is a testament to the zebra's enduring mastery of survival on the savanna. Their role in the ecosystem is indispensable, showcasing the intricate balance of nature. The honey badger is a legend of the savanna, celebrated for its unmatched fearlessness and tenacity. Despite its modest size, it boldly faces down some of the most dangerous animals in its environment, including venomous snakes and large predators. There are countless stories from the wild where a single honey badger, cornered by a pride of lions, refuses to back down, snarling, lunging, and even biting at the much larger cats until they retreat in confusion. Its thick, tough skin acts as natural armor, allowing it to withstand bites, stings, and attacks that would deter most other creatures. When threatened, the honey badger displays remarkable resilience, often turning the tables on much larger adversaries. In one famous encounter, a honey badger was bitten by a cobra, only to collapse for a few minutes. Then, astonishingly, it woke up and finished eating the snake. One of the honey badger's most fascinating survival strategies is its partnership with the honey guide bird. The bird leads the honey badger to hidden beehives, where the badger's strength and immunity to stings allow it to break open the hive and feast on honey and larvae. In the wild, observers have watched as the honey badger fearlessly tears into a hive, ignoring the furious swarm of bees, and devours the sweet prize inside. This remarkable relationship is a prime example of mutualism in the animal kingdom, where both species benefit from their cooperation. The honey badger gains access to food, while the honey guide enjoys the leftovers. Sometimes the honey guide will even call out to the badger, fluttering from branch to branch until the badger follows it to the hidden hive. Renowned for their intelligence, honey badgers are expert escape artists and problem solvers. They use their sharp claws and keen minds to dig, climb, and manipulate obstacles, often outsmarting other animals in their quest for food and safety. In the wild, honey badgers have been seen rolling logs, stacking rocks, and even opening latches to reach their next meal or escape danger. Their courage is legendary. Honey badgers will hunt venomous snakes, scorpions, and even challenge predators many times their size. In one dramatic scene, a honey badger is seen wrestling a puff adder, enduring multiple bites, but ultimately emerging victorious and making a meal of the deadly snake. Their adaptability and boldness make them true masters of survival in the wild. The honey badger's relentless spirit and resourcefulness are a testament to the power of attitude and adaptability, proving that even the smallest creatures can overcome the greatest challenges in the animal kingdom. Whether it's shaking off a venomous bite, escaping a determined predator, or outsmarting obstacles in its path, the honey badger's story is one of survival against all odds. As dawn breaks over the endless grasslands, the savanna awakens to a living symphony, each species playing its part in a delicate balance of survival. The golden light reveals a world where every life is woven into the next, and the actions of one ripple outward, shaping the destinies of many. Leopards, silent and elusive, move like shadows through the tall grass. Their stealth not only secures their next meal, but also shapes the behavior of prey and scavengers alike. When a leopard hunts, antelope and gazelle become more vigilant, birds take to the air in alarm, and even the smallest rodents adjust their routines, weaving a thread of caution through the ecosystem. Spotted hyenas, with their formidable jaws and complex social structures, are both hunters and scavengers. Their presence ensures that no meal goes to waste, recycling nutrients back into the land and supporting countless other lives. When hyenas finish a feast, vultures and jackals move in, and even insects benefit, breaking down the remains and enriching the soil for new plant growth. The great herds of wildebeest surge across the plains, a moving river of life. Their migrations shape the landscape, trimming grasses and fertilizing the soil, paving the way for new growth and sustaining grazers and predators alike. As they move, they stir up insects for birds to catch, and their calves provide opportunities for predators, ensuring the cycle of life continues. African buffalo, united in formidable herds, embody the strength found in unity. Their defensive formations deter predators, while their grazing patterns influence the very structure of the savanna. When buffalo move, they open up dense grass for smaller grazers, and their wallows create watering holes for countless other species. Birds, like ostriches, ever watchful, have honed remarkable survival skills. Their keen eyesight and swift legs serve as early warning systems, alerting other animals to lurking danger. When an ostrich spots a predator, its alarm can send waves of movement through herds and flocks, giving many a chance to escape. In this intricate web, every creature, predator and prey, grazer and scavenger, plays a vital role. The lion's roar may scatter a herd, but it also signals opportunity for scavengers. The migration of zebras and wildebeest carves new paths for smaller animals, and the presence of elephants can transform woodlands into open plains, creating habitats for countless others. Their interactions form a tapestry of life, where the fate of one species ripples through the entire ecosystem. The savanna thrives on the unique strategies and adaptations of its inhabitants. From the smallest insect pollinating wildflowers to the largest mammal shaping the land, each is a note in the grand symphony of survival. Together, they maintain the balance and harmony of this wild, untamed world, a living masterpiece where every life is connected and every action echoes across the plains. Migration is a powerful instinct, etched deep within the hearts of countless animals. It compels them to embark on immense journeys, often spanning hundreds or even thousands of miles in search of food, water, and safety. The Great Migration of East Africa is a colossal trek for survival. Wildebeest, zebras and gazelles surge across the plains, driven by the promise of fresh grazing and the need to escape drought and predators. This drive is not unique to Africa. Around the world, animals follow ancient routes, caribou crossing tundra, monarch butterflies fluttering across continents, and salmon leaping upstream, each migration connecting distant ecosystems and sustaining life far beyond their own species. Some migrations lead animals through harsh, unforgiving environments. Wildebeest brave arid plains and rocky terrain, while Arctic terns fly from pole to pole, enduring bitter cold and relentless storms. Along the way, they face daunting obstacles, raging rivers, steep banks, and lurking predators. Yet, their instincts push them forward, guiding each step and every leap. Herds navigate dense forests, scale steep mountains, and cross vast deserts. Each challenge tests their endurance, demanding resilience and adaptability from every individual. Preserving wild spaces is crucial for their survival. These habitats offer safe passage and vital resources, allowing ancient instincts to endure. Migrations are a fragile pulse of life, vital for the planet's health. Each journey is a testament to the unbreakable will to survive and the intricate balance that sustains the wild. As the sun dips below the horizon, the vast African savanna is bathed in a breathtaking golden light. The acacia trees cast long, elegant shadows, and the silhouettes of giraffes stretch across the grasslands, creating a scene of tranquil beauty. The golden grass sways gently in the evening breeze, and the air is alive with the soft hum of insects bidding farewell to the day. Birds glide low across the horizon, their wings catching the last rays of sunlight as they seek their nighttime roosts. The sky is painted with hues of orange, pink, and purple, signaling the end of another day in this ancient landscape. Here the sunset is not just a visual spectacle, it is a silent signal to all life that a profound transformation is about to unfold. The savanna at sunset is a place of reflection, where the heat of the day gives way to a gentle coolness and the world seems to pause in reverence for the coming night. Every blade of grass, every fluttering insect, and every distant call of a bird is heightened in this magical hour, as if the land itself is holding its breath. As the last rays of sunlight fade, a gentle calm settles over the plains. Herds of zebras and antelope, who have spent the day grazing and roaming, begin to retreat to safer grounds. Elephants gather near waterholes, calves huddling close to their mothers as the shadows lengthen. Warthogs scurry into their burrows, and flocks of birds settle into the safety of the trees. Each animal moves with purpose, guided by instinct and the knowledge that night brings both rest and risk. Their preparations are deliberate, a silent acknowledgement of the changing guard between day and night. The routines of the savanna's inhabitants are as old as the land itself. Zebras nuzzle one another, forming tight-knit groups for protection. Antelope pause, ears flicking, alert to the subtle changes in the air. Elephants rumble softly, communicating reassurance as they gather their young. Even the smallest creatures, like the warthog, know the importance of finding shelter before darkness falls. These rituals, repeated night after night, are the threads that hold the fabric of savanna life together. As dusk deepens, the savanna transforms. The world of the night awakens, governed not by sight but by sound and scent. Nocturnal creatures, hyenas, owls, genets, and countless others emerge from their hiding places, their senses finely tuned to the darkness. Bats flutter from tree hollows, and the air fills with the chorus of insects. The distant call of a night bird echoes across the plains, and the rustle of grass signals the beginning of the nightly hunt. Every sound is amplified, every movement measured as the savanna shifts into its nocturnal rhythm. The routines of the night are as intricate as those of the day. Hyenas call to one another, their laughter echoing in the cool air. Owls perch silently, scanning for the faintest movement below. Genes slip through the tall grass, their eyes glinting with anticipation. The savanna at night is alive with purpose, each creature following ancient patterns that ensure survival in a world where danger and opportunity are never far apart. The savanna at night is a world transformed, mysterious, and full of hidden dangers. Glowing eyes pierce the darkness, and the moonlight reveals the silent movements of lions and other predators as they stalk their prey. Jackals trot along well-worn game trails, alert to every sound, while porcupines forage beneath the stars, their quills shimmering in the pale light. Every shadow could conceal a hunter or the hunted, and survival depends on keen instincts and ancient wisdom passed down through generations. The night is a time of both opportunity and peril, where the balance of life is tested with every heartbeat. In these hours, the savanna's drama intensifies. The silence is broken by the distant roar of a lion or the sudden alarm call of a startled antelope. Every creature, whether predator or prey, is attuned to the subtle cues of the night, moving with caution and purpose. The routines of the nocturnal world are a testament to the adaptability and resilience of savanna life. This daily cycle of light and darkness is the fundamental rhythm of the savanna. It is a never-ending dance, a seamless transition from day to night and back again. The stars wheel overhead, tracing ancient patterns across the sky, while the land below breathes in time with the universe. Each sunrise and sunset marks a new beginning and a graceful end, shaping the lives of every creature that calls these plains home. The savanna's routines are synchronized with the cosmos. As the sun sets and the stars emerge, the land is both a stage and a participant in the grand cycle of nature. The constellations above have witnessed countless generations of animals following the same rituals, adapting to the same rhythms, and finding their place in the eternal flow of time. Within this cycle, the delicate balance of the ecosystem is maintained. Predator and prey, plant and animal all play their part in a complex web of life. Wildebeest and gazelle graze side by side, sharing moments of peace before the next chase. The savanna's tapestry is woven from countless interactions, some fleeting, some enduring, but all essential to the survival of the whole. Moments of calm are interwoven with moments of tension, creating a living landscape that is both fragile and resilient, a testament to the enduring power of survival. The routines of the savanna are not just about survival, they are about coexistence. Even in the presence of danger, there are moments of harmony, where predator and prey share the same space, bound by the unspoken rules of the wild. These moments are reminders of the interconnectedness of all life on the plains. The savanna is a timeless stage, stretching endlessly to the horizon, where the drama of life unfolds each day and night. Herds move in the distance, dust rising in the golden light, while the land itself seems to breathe, alive with the energy of countless generations. Here, every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest elephant, has a role to play in the ongoing story of existence. The cycles of nature continue, uninterrupted and eternal, shaping the destiny of all who dwell here. The routines of the savanna are written in the tracks left in the dust, in the calls that echo across the plains, and in the silent understanding shared by all who inhabit this land. Each day's end is not a conclusion, but a promise that life will continue, renewed with every sunrise. And as darkness gives way to the first light of dawn, the promise of a new day is fulfilled. The dewy grass sparkles, and the silhouettes of animals emerge once more, ready to face the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Birds sing to greet the sun, and the savanna stirs with renewed life. In this world, untouched by human hands, every sunset is a gentle reminder that life is a cycle, eternal, ever-changing, and always full of hope. The routines of the new day begin again. Animals stretch, shake off the night, and set out in search of food, water, and companionship. The savanna, in all its wild beauty, offers the promise of survival, growth, and the endless possibility of a new beginning. As darkness settles across the endless plains, the true rulers of the night emerge. The savanna, so vibrant in daylight, transforms into a realm governed by shadows and silence. Here, the secret lives of nocturnal predators and prey unfold, hidden from the eyes of the sun. Stealthy hyenas slink through the tall grass, their senses heightened, with ears attuned to the faintest rustle and noses that detect the scent of fear. They move in tightly knit clans, communicating with soft whoops and cackles. Their powerful jaws and unyielding stamina make them relentless hunters and skilled scavengers, masters of survival in the darkness. Leopards, solitary and elusive, glide through the moonlit undergrowth. Their spotted coats blend seamlessly with the dappled shadows, rendering them nearly invisible. Every step is calculated, every movement silent. With eyes that pierce the gloom and muscles coiled like springs, they stalk impala and hares, relying on patience and precision. A single explosive leap is all it takes to claim a meal before melting away into the night. Yet the night does not belong to predators alone. Spring hares, with their oversized ears and powerful hind legs, bound across the open ground in unpredictable zigzags, evading danger with every leap. Genets and civets, nimble and curious, forage for insects and fruit, their reflective eyes glinting in the darkness. On the plains a herd of wildebeest huddles close together, their calves nestled safely in the center. Alert to every sound, they rely on numbers and constant vigilance to deter prowling lions and opportunistic jackals. Even the smallest creatures, bush babies and nightjars, play their part in this intricate nocturnal ballet, each adapted to thrive when the world is cloaked in shadow. The savanna at night is a world of heightened senses and silent drama. Every creature is both hunter and hunted, every moment a delicate balance between survival and surrender. In this hidden theatre, the ancient dance of life continues, unseen but ever present, beneath the watchful gaze of the stars. Beneath the feet of giants and beyond the gaze of prowling predators, a hidden world thrives, a world of insects and small creatures, the unsung architects of the savanna. Here life unfolds on a miniature scale, where every grain of soil and blade of grass is a stage for drama, survival, and transformation. Though easily overlooked, their influence is profound, weaving the very fabric of life across the plains. Each day, millions of tiny legs and wings set the savanna in motion, their collective actions shaping the destiny of the land. As dawn approaches, millions of termites stir within their towering mounds. Deep underground, the colony awakens in perfect synchrony, ready to begin another day of construction and care. These remarkable engineers work tirelessly, aerating the soil and recycling plant matter, their underground tunnels creating a labyrinth of life. Each tunnel is a lifeline, channeling air and moisture, supporting not just termites but a host of other creatures who find refuge in the cool, dark corridors. Their mounds, sculpted from earth and saliva, stand as monuments to collective effort, microclimates that nurture fungi, shelter countless other species, and even alter the landscape itself. Some mounds rise taller than a person, their spires catching the first light of day, silent witnesses to centuries of labor. Nearby, dung beetles embark on their daily pilgrimage, rolling precious spheres across the ground with unwavering determination. Each beetle is a master of navigation, using the sun and even the Milky Way to chart a straight course, never wavering from its mission. In their quest, they not only clean the savanna of waste, but also fertilize the soil, ensuring that grasses return season after season to feed herds of zebra, antelope, and wildebeest. Where dung beetles work, the land flourishes, and the cycle of life continues unbroken. Ants march in endless columns, harvesting seeds and defending their territory with remarkable coordination. Each ant knows its role, whether foraging, tending to the young, or standing guard at the nest entrance. Some species form symbiotic relationships with acacia trees, exchanging protection for shelter and nourishment. The ants patrol the branches, warding off hungry herbivores, while the tree provides nectar and hollow thorns for their homes, a partnership forged over millennia. This delicate balance maintains the health of the plains, preventing overgrowth and nurturing new life. Without these tiny caretakers, the savanna would soon lose its harmony, and the great herds would wander in search of greener pastures. Hidden among blades of grass, a chorus of crickets and katydids serenades the coming dawn. Their songs ripple through the air, a symphony that marks the changing of the guard from night to day. Their rhythmic calls are more than music. They are signals, warnings, and invitations, each note shaping the behavior of the night's inhabitants. For some, the song is a beacon, for others, a warning to stay hidden. Tiny geckos and agile shrews dart from shadow to shadow, feasting on insects and in turn becoming prey for owls and snakes. The food chain here is intricate, each link vital, each life entwined with another. Even the smallest spiders weave intricate webs, capturing the morning dew and the unwary traveller alike. Their silken traps glisten in the first light, delicate yet deadly, a testament to patience and precision. In this miniature kingdom, every creature is connected. The actions of one ripple outward, touching the lives of many, creating a tapestry of interdependence and resilience. They pollinate flowers, break down decay, and provide nourishment for larger animals. Without their constant work, the savanna would wither, its beauty and abundance fading away. Their tireless labor sustains the vast web of life, proving that on the savanna greatness is not measured by size, but by the quiet power to shape a world. Every ant, beetle, and cricket is a builder, a caretaker, a silent force behind the savanna's splendor. As the first rays of sunlight touch the endless plains, the small wonders retreat to their hidden realms, their work done for now. Beneath the grass, within the soil, and under the bark, they wait for dusk, ready to begin anew. The savanna awakens, unaware of the tiny architects that keep its heart beating, silent, essential, and eternal. Their stories are written in every blade of grass, every mound of earth, and every dawn that breaks over the wild, untamed plains. The savanna is a land ruled not only by tooth and claw, but by the inexorable rhythm of the seasons. Each year the plains are transformed by the shifting balance between rain and drought, a cycle that dictates the lives of every creature beneath the vast African sky. Here, time is measured in rain and drought, each cycle transforming the landscape and rewriting the fate of every creature under the open sky. The arrival of the rains is a dramatic turning point, as the parched earth is suddenly awakened by the promise of water. When the rains return, the parched earth awakens. The first drops soak into the cracked soil, and within days the savanna bursts into life. Dormant seeds lying in wait for months sprout into a lush carpet of green, and the air fills with the scent of fresh growth. Clouds gather, shadows racing across the plains as the first drops fall. Thunder rumbles in the distance, and the sky is streaked with lightning, signaling the start of a new season. Grass shoots erupt in a vibrant green, painting the horizon with renewal. The once barren plains are now a sea of swaying grass, providing food and shelter for countless animals. Rivers, once mere scars of dust, swell into lifelines. Seasonal streams and waterholes fill, attracting herds from miles around and supporting a sudden explosion of life. Herds of wildebeest and zebra sense the change and begin their ancient migrations, drawn by the promise of fresh grazing. The landscape becomes a moving tapestry of hooves and horns as thousands of animals journey together in search of abundance. Calves are born in synchrony, their first steps timed to coincide with abundance, while predators sharpen their instincts for the season of plenty. The savannah echoes with the calls of newborns and the watchful eyes of lions, cheetahs and hyenas, all attuned to the opportunities brought by the rains. But abundance is fleeting. As the sun climbs higher and the rains retreat, the grasses wither to gold. The lush green fades, replaced by a brittle carpet of dry stalks that rustle in the hot wind. Waterholes shrink, becoming crowded stages for a daily drama of thirst and survival. Animals gather in uneasy truce, forced together by the scarcity of water, while predators lurk at the edges, waiting for the weak to falter. Elephants dig for hidden springs with their tusks, breaking through the dry riverbeds to reach the water below. Hippos, once spread across wide pools, now huddle in shrinking, muddy wallows, their skin caked with dust as they wait for relief. The air grows hazy with dust, and each animal must adapt, some by travelling vast distances in search of food and water, others by retreating into burrows or slowing their pace to conserve precious energy. The heat is relentless, and survival demands ingenuity. Birds, too, heed the call of the seasons. Some species migrate to distant lands while others remain, changing their diets and behaviors to match the shifting resources. Flocks of quellias darken the sky, their numbers swelling after the rains as seeds and insects become plentiful. Majestic storks and vibrant bee-eaters arrive and depart with the shifting winds, their movements a living calendar of the savannah's changing fortunes. Insects emerge in swarms after rain, feasted upon by opportunistic lizards and birds. Termites build towering mounds, and butterflies flutter in the humid air, each species seizing its moment in the seasonal cycle. Even the mighty lions time their hunts to the ebb and flow of the herds. As prey animals gather and move, the predators follow, their survival tied to the migrations and the pulse of the land. Yet within this cycle of plenty and hardship lies harmony. The rise and fall of water, the growth and withering of grass, the migrations and births, all are threads in the intricate tapestry of the savannah. Each species, from the smallest ant to the towering giraffe, has learned to read the subtle signals of the land, the scent of rain on the wind, the song of frogs at a swollen pond, the crackle of dry grass underfoot. Frogs emerge from hiding to breed in temporary pools, while ants and termites adjust their colonies to the changing moisture. Their lives are woven into the fabric of the seasons, each change a cue in nature's grand performance. As dusk falls, herds gather and predators stir, all responding to the subtle cues of light, temperature, and scent. As night falls and the stars wheel overhead, the savannah breathes in unison with the earth's pulse. The cool air brings relief, and nocturnal creatures emerge to take their turn in the cycle of life. In this endless dance between rain and sun, survival and renewal, the true spirit of the plains is revealed. A world forever shaped by the turning of the seasons, where every life is bound to the rhythm of nature's pulse. Beneath the endless sky, the plains are not only a stage for prey and predator, but also for the intricate dance between the hunters themselves. Here every encounter is a story of rivalry, of alliance, of survival. Lions, hyenas, leopards, cheetahs and wild dogs all vie for supremacy, their destinies intertwined in a web of competition and uneasy truces. Their lives are bound by an uneasy mix of rivalry and respect. Consider the age-old feud between lions and hyenas. Lions, the undisputed rulers, command the open grasslands with sheer strength and numbers. When a pride brings down a buffalo, their roars echo across the plains, a warning to all. Yet the hyena clans are relentless. One night a clan of 20 approaches a lion pride feasting on a zebra. The air is thick with tension. The hyenas fan out, calling to each other, their cackles rising. They dart in, nipping at the lion's heels, testing their resolve. Night after night, these battles play out. Sometimes the hyenas succeed, snatching scraps or even the entire kill. Other times the lions hold their ground, driving the hyenas back into the darkness. In one dramatic encounter, a surge of hyenas overwhelms a small lion pride, forcing them to abandon their hard-won meal. The victors celebrate with wild whoops, but the truce is temporary. Tomorrow the roles may reverse. Leopards, masters of stealth, avoid these open confrontations by slipping through the shadows. One female leopard, after a successful hunt, drags her impala kill up into the safety of a marula tree. From her perch she watches as a lion pride passes below, unaware of the feast just out of reach. Hyenas gather at the base, frustrated but powerless to climb. Cheetahs, the swiftest of all, live a different story. A mother cheetah brings down a gazelle, but her victory is short-lived. She eats quickly, eyes darting. The distant whoop of a hyena sends her heart racing. She must finish before the scavengers arrive. Often she loses her meal to stronger rivals, forced to retreat with her cubs. Wild dogs, the Savanna's most efficient hunters, thrive on unity. Their alliances are legendary. In one hunt, a pack of wild dogs chases an impala for miles, their coordination flawless. They bring down their prey, but the victory is fleeting. As they feed, their ears prick up. Lions are approaching. The pack scatters, abandoning the kill to the larger predators. A single encounter with lions can spell disaster. The wild dogs know this, and their alliance is their shield. Hyenas, ever opportunistic, trail behind, waiting for their chance. When the wild dogs move on, the hyenas move in, feasting on what remains. Sometimes the two species clash, but often they simply tolerate each other's presence, each aware of the other's strengths. Amidst this competition, moments of uneasy coexistence emerge. On rare occasions, lions and hyenas rest within sight of each other, too exhausted to fight, bound by a temporary truce. Predators learn to read each other, to anticipate moves, to exploit weaknesses, and sometimes to yield. When food is scarce, boundaries are tested, and alliances are forged out of necessity. When the plains are flush with life, a fragile peace settles, each predator taking its share, each playing its part in the balance of the ecosystem. In these moments, lions, hyenas, and wild dogs feed in separate corners, the tension eased by abundance. Each predator, from the solitary leopard to the united wild dog pack, plays a vital role in the Savanna's story. In this world without humans, the rules are ancient and ever-present. Compete, adapt, survive. Every rivalry, every alliance is a thread in the tapestry of life here. Together these predators shape the destiny of the plains, their stories written in paw prints and scars. Their rivalries and alliances echo through every tall blade of grass and every silent, watchful night. Here the Savanna's true power is revealed, not in the dominance of one, but in the delicate balance between many. In the heart of the endless plains, survival is not merely a matter of strength, it is an art, mastered by those who must always remain a step ahead. For the herds of antelope, wildebeest, and gazelle, every dawn brings a new test of awareness. Their world is defined by watchfulness, where a single careless moment can mean the difference between life and death. Within these vast gatherings, each animal becomes a sentinel. Ears flick, eyes scan, and bodies remain poised for the slightest hint of danger. One impala, sensing a shift in the wind or a rustle in the grass, triggers a chain reaction, a ripple of alert that sweeps through the herd in an instant. This living alarm system confounds even the most cunning predators, turning the unity of the group into a shield against surprise. But vigilance is only the beginning. Prey animals have evolved a remarkable array of strategies, zigzagging escapes, powerful leaps, and sudden bursts of speed, each designed to outmaneuver their pursuers. Some, like the Thompson's gazelle, rely on stotting, high, bouncing leaps that signal fitness and warn predators they are not worth the chase. Safety is also found in numbers. In the swirling masses of wildebeest migrations or the tightly clustered zebra herds, confusion reigns. Predators struggle to single out a target as stripes and bodies blur into a living wall of motion. Meanwhile, ostriches and giraffes with their towering vantage points serve as lookouts for all, an unspoken alliance that benefits the many. In this world untouched by human hands, the prey are never passive. Through constant communication and collective action, they have forged their own symphony of survival. Every alarm call, every coordinated dash is a testament to their resilience, a reminder that on the endless plains, the hunted are every bit as ingenious as the hunters. The antelope's eyes, ever watchful, and ears, ever twitching, are finely tuned instruments of survival. Moving in unison, the herd's synchronized actions create a formidable defense against the lurking threats. Even the youngest members of the herd learn quickly, staying close to their mothers, absorbing the lessons of vigilance and survival. At waterholes where danger often lurks, the prey animals drink with heads up, always alert to the slightest sign of a predator. Their nostrils flare, sensing the air for any hint of danger, a testament to their acute senses. Blending in with their surroundings, the antelope move through the tall grass, their coats a perfect camouflage against the savanna backdrop. Their hooves, ever ready to run, are a constant reminder of the delicate balance between predator and prey. Graceful leaps and agile movements are not just displays of beauty, but essential tactics in the dance of survival. In the eyes of the antelope, the vast savanna is reflected, a world where every moment is a testament to their enduring vigilance and adaptability. Across the vast expanse of the African plains, there exists a force more powerful than tooth or claw, more enduring than the rise or fall of any single pride or herd. Water, scarce, precious, and eternal, shapes the destiny of every creature that calls these grasslands home. In a world where rain is unpredictable and the sun reigns supreme, waterholes, rivers, and hidden springs become the lifeblood of the savanna. These rare sources of water are more than just places to drink. They are the very heart of survival, dictating where animals roam, rest, and risk their lives. Rivers snake through the grasslands, their banks lined with green even in the harshest dry season. Fleeting seasonal pools appear after the rains, offering brief sanctuary before vanishing under the relentless sun. Hidden springs known only to the oldest matriarchs and the most experienced trackers provide secret lifelines when all else dries up. As the sun climbs higher and the grasses wither, ancient paths emerge, well-worn trails etched by generations of hooves, paws, and claws. These trails, like veins, all converge upon the vital oases, guiding the great migrations and daily pilgrimages of the savanna's inhabitants. At dawn, the first to arrive are often the cautious antelope. Their slender forms move silently through the golden light, every sense alert to the dangers that lurk nearby. Ears pricked, they sip quickly at the edge, knowing that every visit to the water is a gamble between life and death. Soon the air vibrates with the deep rumble and trumpeting of elephants. Their massive forms approach with purpose. Family groups led by wise matriarchs who remember the locations of water even in the driest years. With each visit, elephants dig into the mud, carving new channels and expanding the waterhole. Their actions create pools that benefit countless other species, from the smallest birds to the largest buffalo. Buffalo and zebra crowd the banks, jostling for space, each animal desperate for its share. The waterhole becomes a crossroads where herds mingle and alliances are tested. Overhead, flocks of birds descend in a flurry of wings, their calls filling the air as they take advantage of the bounty below. But where prey gathers, predators are never far behind. The water's edge is a place of opportunity for the patient hunter. Lions lie in wait in the tall grass, their golden coats blending with the sun-baked earth. Crocodiles, ancient and silent, lurk just beneath the surface, invisible until the moment they strike. Every creature that approaches the waterhole does so with caution, knowing that thirst will draw even the most vigilant within striking distance. Here, the rules of survival shift. The urgency of thirst creates a fragile truce, a momentary pause in the endless struggle between hunter and hunted. For a brief moment, predator and prey stand side by side, united by a common need. It's not peace, but necessity that binds them. The drama of the hunt is replaced by the choreography of coexistence, As animals of every shape and size gather to drink, waterholes are more than just stops along the way. They are the heartbeats of the plains, shaping migration routes, alliances, and even rivalries. The promise of water draws herds across vast distances, guiding the great migrations that define the rhythm of the savanna. In the dry season, as water becomes scarce, competition intensifies, tempers flare, and the struggle for survival grows ever more desperate. Each drop sustains not just the great herds, but countless other lives. Beneath the surface, frogs, insects, and fish thrive, their presence supporting a web of life that stretches far beyond the water's edge. The ripples from a single waterhole nourish plants, feed birds, and sustain predators, weaving together the fate of all who depend on this precious resource. As dusk falls, the water's edge becomes a stage for the day's final act. Animals gather for one last drink before night descends. A chorus of frogs rises, their voices echoing across the still water, signaling the transition from day to night. The last rays of sunlight shimmer on the surface, painting the water in gold and crimson. In the cool hush of night, the story of survival continues. Here, bound together by the lifeblood of the plains, every creature, great and small, finds its place in the eternal cycle of the savanna. As darkness settles over the endless plains, the familiar giants of the savanna retreat into the shadows. Yet while most eyes close and the larger forms fade into night, a hidden world awakens, one bustling with life and purpose. This is the realm of the nocturnal insects, silent sentinels and unsung engineers, whose tireless activity shapes the very fabric of the ecosystem. Beneath the cool glow of the moon, millions of tiny creatures emerge from their daytime refuges. Moths, draped in scales of silver and bronze, flutter between blooms, pollinating flowers that only open after sunset. Their delicate wings stir the night air, ensuring that the cycle of plant life endures, unseen by most but vital to all. On the ground, armies of termites and ants set about their nightly work. Termites, guided by ancient instincts, construct elaborate mounds and tunnels, aerating the soil and recycling dead plant matter. Their efforts enrich the earth, making it fertile for the grasses upon which the great herds depend. Ants, ever industrious, forage for seeds and fallen insects, cleaning the forest floor and distributing nutrients across the plains. Glowworms and fireflies flicker in the darkness, their bioluminescent signals weaving a tapestry of light across the night. These tiny beacons serve as lures and warnings, attracting mates while warding off predators. Their glow is more than a spectacle. It is a language, a means of survival, and a link in the intricate web of nocturnal life. Hidden in the undergrowth, assassin bugs and praying mantises lie in wait, their bodies perfectly camouflaged. With patience and precision, they hunt other insects, keeping populations in balance and preventing outbreaks that could devastate the vegetation. Even the smallest beetles play their part, breaking down dung and decaying matter, returning essential nutrients to the soil. The chorus of the plains shifts as crickets and katydids begin their nightly symphony. Their songs, produced by rubbing wings or legs, fill the air with a rhythmic pulse, a signal of territory, a call for mates, and a reminder that life thrives even in the quietest hours. By dawn their work is done. The landscape is subtly changed, flowers pollinated, soil refreshed, and nutrients cycled. Though seldom seen, these nocturnal insects are the guardians of the night, underpinning the health of the savanna and ensuring that long after the great herds have moved on, the plains will continue to flourish. In the grand mosaic of the ecosystem, it is these tiny architects, unseen, unheard, yet indispensable, who keep the heart of the plains beating through the darkest hours. As the first blush of dawn pierces the night, a new spectacle unfolds above the endless plains. High in the sky, dark ribbons stretch from horizon to horizon, vast flocks of migratory birds weaving ancient paths across the savanna. Each year, millions of wings beat in unison, tracing invisible highways shaped by instinct, memory, and the pulse of the seasons. From the slender swallows that skim the grasses to the regal storks soaring on thermal currents, The savanna becomes a vital crossroads in the global journey of birds. Some have traveled thousands of miles, crossing continents and oceans, propelled by the promise of rain, food, and the safety of numbers. For these feathered travelers, survival means reading the subtle signs of the earth, changes in wind, the call of distant thunder, the golden flush of ripening seeds. Their arrival transforms the plains. Flocks of quelleas descend like living clouds, their synchronized movements baffling predators below. Seed-eaters feast on the bounty of grasslands, dispersing vital grains and shaping the future of the ecosystem. In their wake, raptors circle, eyes sharp for any sign of weakness, a dance of hunter and hunted, honed by millennia. Some birds, like the delicate bee-eaters, perform aerial acrobatics to snatch insects mid-flight, helping to control swarms that might otherwise devastate crops and pastures. Others, such as the majestic crowned cranes, wade through wetlands, their calls echoing across the morning air as they probe for frogs and snails, maintaining the balance within these fragile habitats. The migration is perilous. Storms, exhaustion, and the ever-present threat of predators claim many lives, yet each bird that survives carries knowledge, routes remembered, resting places found, the subtle shift of the stars overhead. Their passage fertilizes the land, spreads seeds, and stirs dormant life, connecting distant regions in a cycle of renewal. As the seasons turn, some will settle to nest, their songs filling the dawn with hope. Others will continue their journey, leaving behind only fleeting shadows and the promise of return. The plains, shaped by their passage, will flourish, testament to the enduring power of wings and the unbreakable bond between earth and sky. In the grand tapestry of life, the migration of birds is both a marvel and a necessity. Their journeys sustain the savanna, linking continents, climates, and countless lives in a symphony of movement that echoes across the ages. Beneath the open expanse of the endless plains, a secret world thrives, unseen by the sun and untouched by the wind. Here in the cool darkness just below the surface, an intricate network of tunnels and chambers sprawls like veins through the earth. This is the domain of the Burrowers, a silent community of creatures whose lives unfold in the hidden depths. Moles with their velvet pelts and powerful forelimbs carve twisting passages as they hunt for grubs and insects. Their ceaseless digging aerates the soil, allowing air and water to reach roots far below, nurturing the very grass that feeds the herds above. Close by, families of meerkats craft elaborate dens with multiple entrances, a fortress against predators and the relentless heat of midday. Within these sandy labyrinths, generations are raised, secrets are shared, and the future of the clan is quietly secured. The plains pocket mouse, tiny and swift, creates miniature tunnels to store seeds, inadvertently planting new life as forgotten caches sprout with the rain. In wetter patches, the industrious aardvark excavates vast burrows in search of termites, leaving behind spacious shelters that become vital refuges for warthogs, porcupines, and even owls. Each abandoned chamber is a gift, an inheritance passed from one species to another in a silent cycle of survival. These underground architects shape more than just the soil. Their constant movement mixes nutrients, breaks down organic matter, and creates microhabitats for countless insects and microorganisms. In times of drought or fire, their burrows offer sanctuary, a world apart where coolness and moisture linger when all else withers. Above ground, the only sign of their existence might be a fresh mound of earth, a barely perceptible tremor beneath the grass, or the fleeting shadow of a sentinel meerkat standing guard. Yet without this hidden community, the plains would falter, roots would struggle, the grass would thin, and the delicate web of life would fray. In the hush below the surface, the burrowers labor on, engineers of the earth, silent sustainers of the savanna. Their secret world is a foundation, unseen but essential, upon which the grandeur of the plains depends. As the sun beats down upon the endless plains, a different kind of drama unfolds, one that is rarely celebrated, yet crucial to the cycle of life. This is the domain of the Scavengers, nature's tireless custodians, whose work ensures that nothing is wasted and every ending gives rise to new beginnings. In the shimmering heat, the first to arrive are the vultures. With wingspans that cast wide shadows across the grass, they ride invisible thermals, their keen eyes scanning for the faintest hint of mortality. When a life ends, the vultures descend in silent spirals, their hooked beaks poised to begin the work that few others will. Their presence signals a transformation. What was once a living creature now becomes a source of sustenance for many. But the vultures are not alone. Soon the air is filled with the cackling calls of hyenas, their powerful jaws capable of crushing the toughest bones. They work alongside jackals, who dart in and out, snatching morsels from the edges. Even the smallest scavengers, beetles, ants, and flies, join the feast, breaking down flesh and sinew with relentless efficiency. Each participant plays a vital role. Vultures strip the largest remains, their acidic stomachs destroying deadly pathogens that could otherwise spread disease. Hyenas and jackals consume what the birds leave behind, ensuring that little is wasted. Insects and microbes finish the task, returning nutrients to the soil, where they feed the roots of the grass, and the cycle begins anew. Scavengers are often misunderstood, seen as mere opportunists or harbingers of death, yet they are the ultimate recyclers, preventing the build-up of decay and disease and keeping the plains healthy for all who inhabit them. Their unheralded labour is the quiet force that maintains balance, turning loss into renewal and death into the promise of life. Without the clean-up crew, the landscape would change. Carcasses would linger, disease would spread, and the delicate equilibrium of the ecosystem would tip. But thanks to the scavengers, the plains remain vibrant, a testament to the power of nature's most humble workers. In the great web of life, even the end is a beginning. And in the shadows of the savannah, the scavengers continue their silent vigil, guardians of the balance that sustains the endless plains. As the dry season wanes, a slow, distant rumble signals the coming change. Dark clouds gather on the horizon, their bellies swollen with promise. The first raindrops fall, hesitant at first, then in torrents, drumming a steady rhythm against the parched earth. The seasonal floods have arrived, a force both gentle and overwhelming, and the savannah braces for transformation. Water, once a precious thread, now flows in abundance. Rivers swell, bursting their banks in jubilant freedom, spilling across the plains. Low-lying grasslands become vast, shimmering lagoons. What was dusty and cracked is now submerged, hidden beneath a silver mirror that stretches as far as the eye can see. The transformation is immediate. Dormant seeds, long buried in the soil, sense the touch of moisture and awaken. Within days, green shoots pierce the water's surface, carpeting the plains in vibrant new life. Frogs emerge from their mud burrows, their chorus echoing across the flooded landscape. Fish, trapped in shrinking pools for months, swim joyously through newfound channels, their scales glinting in the sun. The herds return, drawn by the promise of lush grazing. Wildebeest and zebra wade through the shallows, their hooves stirring up clouds of silt as they feast on tender shoots. Elephants, delighted by the abundance, splash and wallow, their playful trumpets carrying across the water. Even the predators adapt. The lions and wild dogs prowl the water's edge, their reflections stalking alongside them. For some, the floods are a time of bounty. Birds flock in their thousands, nesting on tiny islands and feasting on fish and insects. Crocodiles, patient and ancient, glide silently beneath the surface, awaiting their moment. The air hums with the energy of renewal. Every creature, great and small, finds its place in the new order. Yet the floods are not without peril. Some burrowers and small mammals must flee or find higher ground. The landscape itself is reshaped. Old paths vanish beneath the water, and new ones are carved as the currents flow. But this upheaval is essential. The floods rejuvenate the soil, wash away decay, and spark an explosion of growth that sustains the plains for months to come. As the waters gradually recede, they leave behind a transformed world, a testament to nature's resilience and ingenuity. The Savanna, once again, is reborn. The cycle continues, driven by the pulse of the rains, a reminder that even the wildest deluge is a promise of life, of abundance, and of endless renewal on the endless plains.